Good morning. I'm going to try something a little new for me, which is I'm going to actually try to tell you how to set up the game um, before playing it. And what I want to show you is um, Chocolatier Decadence by Design. So this is available on Steam, and this is where I'm going to set it up. I know that in previous versions of iOS on the iPad, it was available. I'm not sure if it's still available now, but the reason I want to show this game and how to set it up so that you might play it if you want to is that it's one of my favorite management games. And it's sort of casual, but you can play it for a while. Um, and I guess its closest predecessor is the lemonade stand games that turned into um, sort of web-based games, and also some of the old trading games. But it's kind of a management simulation. It's basically that you become the sort of CEO's protege of a chocolatier company, and you have to do quests and manage resources and recipes and factories and the supply chain to some extent um, to earn the right to be the CEO proper. And it happens, I think, it's placed sometime after World War II, and it's fictional. I don't know, it's kind of interesting, so I thought I would show it off. Um, I'm running it on Windows 11, which is crazy, kind of, because I think it was first published in 2009 for Windows 2000 or Windows ME, and mostly people played it on Vista, I think. Um, anyway, it's somewhat tricky to run, so let me show you the trick, the main trick that I had to sort of dig around for and find this morning. Um, in Steam, you can right click um, any item and you can go to its properties. So I'm not sure if you can see, I don't think you can see. Let me show you this screen here. So there's going to be a little bit of delay as I um, reconfigure the the video source for the stream, essentially. So this is uh, the properties within Steam. And then if I further go to local files and browse, let me then change again what you're seeing. Okay. Then I can go into um, the properties for the executable, which is if you look in the list of files here in the folder, you can see there's application extension, application, text document, etc. You're looking for the one that says application. And then you can right click that and go into properties. Now, have I done this right? I've not done this right. I'm not opening the right thing. Let me left click it first and then right click it. There we go. I'm looking for, so I gotta change what we're capturing again here. So what I was looking for is this. Um, this tab here, the compatibility tab. And that, as far as I know, only shows for executable applications and not for other files. I have somehow permanently messed this up in that instead of being able to set compatibility mode in this screen, you can see it's grayed out. And the only thing that I can, well, sorry, I could still I could still interact with this stuff, but I can't change the compatibility mode unless I click change settings for all users. Um, that's probably not going to be the case for you. You may not have this grayed out. I'm just not sure how to get it back to user mode instead of all users. But the settings are the same, the ones that I want to talk about. So I'm going to click change settings for all users. Again, you may not need to do that step. And then I need to change the source again so that you can see this too. Ooh, it looks like it's not going to let me share that one. Um, yeah, I don't think I get to show that to you. It's just a blank screen. So let me narrate instead. So what I'm seeing is a pop-up on top of the Chocolatier dash Decadence properties screen. And actually, yeah. So it's odd that I'm not actually even able to share the title bar with you, but anyway, once you go to the application file properties and you want to change the compatibility mode, you click the checkbox next to run this program in compatibility mode 4. And then I chose Windows Vista without any service packs. And then the other thing that I did, and I think I can do it in this setting here, is I went to change high DPI settings. And what that is controlling is how the game scales on high resolution displays. Because when this game came out, it was a sort of moderate screen display at a resolution of 800 by 600 pixels, which is a tiny fraction of the screen, as you'll see in a minute. Um, but it turns out that the way the operating system in Windows 11 at least scales the application um, for high DPI displays, it actually introduces a lot of display artifacts, and that's not ideal. So I'm going to disable that and play in a really tiny window. So again, I don't think you can see this either. Let me try it though. I apologize for my cat. Yeah, you can't see that either. So it's another pop-up window that shows up on top of this properties for the application pop-up. And what it says is there's a section that says program DPI. Use this setting to fix scaling problems for this program instead of the one in settings. And then it gives you a link to an advanced scaling setting in the settings for the system. It says a program might look blurry if the DPI for your main display changes after you sign into Windows. Windows can try to fix this scaling problem for this program uh, by using the DPI that's set to your main display when you open this program. Use the DPI that's set for my main display when I sign on to Windows. I'm actually going to go to change settings for all users so that I can see this without graying out. So I enabled the program DPI checkbox and the high DPI scaling override checkbox. I set the dropdowns for the program DPI, I signed into Windows. And for the high DPI scaling override, the dropdown I selected was application. Clicked OK. I clicked apply and OK to the various property pop-up windows. And it returns me to the Explorer window, which I believe I can just close. Yeah, I think I can. All right. So close that. Then I go back into Steam, which I will show you again. There's the local files Steam pop-up, which I will also close. And finally, Steam itself, in there I will click play. And hopefully, if all goes according to plan, I can show you that screen as well. And it will be tiny. Might be able to scale it. Let me see if I can scale it in the streamer. It looks like I can a little bit, so at least you'll have a better view of what's going on here. Okay, so now you can see that there's no real glitchiness to the display. Things are highlighted correctly, the right sound effects. I'm going to turn it down a little bit because it's loud and things. I could put it in full screen, and you might want to if you get this far. Full screen will give you probably a better play experience. But I'm going to keep it, if I can, in the original resolution, which for me is about 1/6 of my total screen, I would say. That might be, I guess that's probably close to what it is. Okay, so let me start the game so you can see what it's like. Trigger sounds. All right, so Alex wants me to manage the company while she's looking for her husband, Sean, after World War II. I need to make $10,000, and then she'll make me the CEO candidate and start introducing me to the board of directors. So she gives me sugar and cacao and sends me over to the Zurich Chocolate Works, which is the first factory that you will control in the game. So if I look at my inventory, I can see I have 100 cacao and 100 sugar. I go over to the Zurich Chocolate Works. This is just, the pop-ups are coming because I'm hovering over different buildings and areas on the screen. I click Zurich Chocolate Works. The guy running it is basically running me through the tutorial. So I have the recipe set, and I click the Make Chocolate button, which actually brings me into an arcade-like real-time interactive. So I'll have 60 seconds. And this thing that aims stuff. And there's my queue of ingredients. If I fill them all at once, then it sort of gives me a bonus. The thing on the right side harvests completed recipes. And I don't want to miss. If I miss, I waste. But you can miss. It's not like it's going to kill you. That was a warning whistle. And actually, 27 cases is quite good, although I have occasionally managed up to 50. But 27 is quite good. Okay, so that's 27 cases per week, and that will hold up as long as I have the ingredients. So as soon as I'm done making chocolates, I get 1 week worth of cases. And it's used 27 cacao and 27 sugar, as you might expect. One thing to know about the inventory is that if you leave ingredients unused or candy that you've made, if you leave it in your inventory without selling it, it will eventually disappear over time. So they've built in this thing where you have to sort of keep moving, or else your ingredients will spoil and become unavailable. It's not super fast, it's not aggressive or anything, but if you neglect stuff, they will time out. So you need to sort of factor that into your planning. All right, so now he's saying, as you travel, you can track. Yep. Yellow means we're running low. Red means the production will soon be stalled. Yep, that helps too. Sugar and cacao. Turn your chocolates into cash, so you can go to sweet shops and sell the chocolates and sweets that you've made. So we're going to do that. So, night order of chocolates. Step in, click sell all. So the quick way to do this is to click sell all. I don't recommend doing this in every case. In some cases, you will have open quests where you need to provide more than one kind of sweet and you need to accumulate them in your inventory. So if you sell all, in those cases, you'll be sabotaging yourself and you may not be able to complete the quest. Okay. Now they want me to go see Alex at the train station, which is about, yep. Okay, so now I need to restock cacao and sugar. All right, so in Zurich I can buy sugar, but I cannot buy cacao. So let's go over and buy sugar from the main street market. I have 73 sacks. I'm using more than 25 sacks each week. So they want me to have 200 sacks of sugar on hand. I'm going to be very literal in the beginning of the game and only get precisely what's necessary. But let me show you what happens. So I click sugar, and then I get this pop-up which lets me do various things. I can either select vast amounts or multiples of 10, or I can actually directly type things in from this soft keyboard. So I have 73 sacks of sugar. I need 200, so I'm going to get 127 for $889. Okay. Now they're saying I need to go to Douala, Cameroon, and buy cacao from Tongay and Dogo. So I'll do that. But first of all, I'm going to make sure I got 200. Yep, perfect. And I'm going to click the map. I'm going to click the green dot, the flashing green dot next to Douala. Automatically pay for the flights, and I end up in Douala. And then Echo Market is here. And I'm supposed to have 200 sacks on hand. So now the question is, I'm actually going to, before I do that, I'm going to check my inventory. So I have 46, so I need 154 to fulfill this particular request. So I can do plus 100 and then 50. Oop, I cannot. I was going to do that, but that was wrong. So I can do 54 plus 100, 154. So now notice, because of the different instructions, I actually have less sugar than I have cacao, because some of the sugar was used up during my week-long trip to Douala. So now I'm supposed to go back to Zurich and talk with Alex again at the Bahnhof. Alright, Verena at the Main Street Market has a new ingredient I can use to make a new recipe, which is something that's always good for business. That's the other thing. It's not necessarily a completely free market, but the market for sweets changes as you sell sweets. So if I keep selling basic chocolate bars, the selling price will continue to drop. So the market always needs novelty in order to keep working and providing higher profits, essentially. Let's go there and take care of that. Milk. Alright, they didn't specify how much, so I'm going to actually close this and look at where I am. So I have 173 cacao and 146 sugar. So I'm actually just going to buy 100 milk. I'm going to be conservative here. And then I'm going to go to the Chocolate Works and I'm going to change the recipe. Milk chocolate. Use this recipe. Back to the arcade now. Notice that each recipe tray has slots for 3 ingredients because that's how many ingredients are in the recipe. Now I'm slowed down because I don't want to waste my ingredient. Here. Confusing. And out. So my production is much lower than 25. I think it's still reasonable. I usually redo production action scenes if I go below maybe 15 or so. It really depends on the complexity and how I've been doing lately with those recipes. But that time I got confused and I was unable to complete all 5 trays due to timing and a little bit of confusion. But it's okay, you know. Alright, so I already fulfilled the quest requirement of making 10 cases, and I have actually 17. So take 10 cases to St. Peter's Kirche. So I have the basic chocolate bars, which have been building up for 2 weeks before I started making milk chocolate bars. So I need to make sure to track that. I don't want to lose track and have the basic bars rot away. I want to sell them when I can. But for now, I'm just going to go over to the clock tower, get some more money, and I got 200 sacks of caramel. And a new gizmo, which may be very helpful. So let's just go ahead and go over there. But note, I have 83 bottles of milk that may go to waste if I'm not careful. The other thing that I'm going to do is actually take advantage of this time to sell the rest of my candy bars. And I just went over 10,000. Remember that 10,000 was what Alex wanted me to get to. Okay, so this guy's saying now if I don't want to waste an ingredient, I can fire it at the recycler. Chocolate bars of caramel. There's the recycler over there. All of them. All of them again. Also, the trays are moving more quickly the more successful I am. Oops. Just fired an ingredient right off the board. Alright. So 20's not bad, I'll take that. Okay. Alright, see Alex, Fletcher, and Zurich once you've made some chocolate bars with caramel and have at least 10,000 cash on hand. So you know, this kind of phrasing means you can't sell all of your chocolate bars with caramel. They literally mean you have to be carrying it. So at this point, I'm going to go see Alex first, let her take what she's going to take, and then sell the rest afterward. So I think she's a bit off. Yep. Official CEO candidate. 5 other members of the board. You need to convince each one of them. She's gonna go look for her husband. All right, so Rick is the official channel for news from Alex. Now she's sending me to Cape Town. Okay, so I'm gonna look at my quest log. So all I have is go down to see Felix. So I think it's probably safe to sell the rest of the bars. Actually, let's see how many. All right, so she didn't even take any. So I'm gonna sell all of them. That takes me up to 20,000. That's not bad. And we've got green in the chocolate making ingredients, with the lowest one being sugar. I'm actually going to check and see. I feel like we might want to go back to the milk because it's older. I think I'm going to do that. It's a little. Oop. There we go. I'll just keep what I did with the last make chocolate, and then let's go down to Cape Town. As a reminder to go see Felix. Completely unnecessary. Thank you for your help. Okay, and then Felix is, of course, in Cape Town Manufacturing, which is another factory. It's my personal belief that coffee and coffee products represent a new frontier for our company. A bit more time. Okay. In the meantime, would you do something for me? Grab peanuts from the market here in Cape Town and make 20 cases of chocolate bars with peanuts and deliver them to Florian at the University of Zurich. I will. 20 cases. All right, so that means I probably need 20 sacks of peanuts. So let's see how expensive that. Ooh, they're expensive. All right, so it doesn't matter that much, but I'm actually going to sell what I have to bolster my cash, and then I'm going to go back to the market and I'm going to buy 20 at 1,200. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to Zurich. And I'm going to go to the factory. I'm going to change to chocolate bar with peanuts. Use the recipe, do the arcade. Yes. Oops. I get into these cycles where I don't know how to change gears to full tray scenario. Woo! Woo! 23 is okay by me. So I used up all of my peanuts while making the first batch. And he's telling me that when it's stalled, you have to go back to the factory and change. And you can also roll over the factory status window to find out where to buy the ingredients to restock. So given that I've used up all of the peanuts, I'm going to use this to change the recipe back to milk chocolate bars. And it looks like I actually need to buy more sugar. I'm going to use up intentionally all the milk and then go back to caramel. So the first thing I want to do is follow the quest. So University of Zurich. He's saying I should go to the Table Mountain in Cape Town with 30 more cases of chocolate bars with peanuts. Okay. Oh, the peanuts are gone. Oh, that's super interesting. So I'm gonna have to go look for peanuts. Oh, right, the peanuts were down in Cape Town. That's right. So let's go down to Cape Town. There we go. Oh, the prices have gone down significantly. The last time we saw them was at 110 per stack. Now it's 72. It's actually a bargain. Price for sugar is pretty high. I'm not sure if I'm going to restock here. I think I might stop through Douala instead. But let's see. And the inventory for the caramel is holding, but I'm worried it's going to start going stale. So we'll see. I need 30. Let's get 46 because I know I think my output was 23 per week. So I'll get 46 of these if I can. Oh, wait. That's wrong. I'll just type it in. 46. 5. Okay. And then I need to go back to Zurich. Oh, I was going to go through Douala, right? Good. 7. See, that's much better. I don't really have a lot of money to buy stuff willy-nilly. Check out the cacao prices at $49 a sack. That is outrageous. But we may have to buy at 49 per sack because we're running out. But anyway, I'm gonna get. I want to get 1,000, but I think I'm just gonna get 100. Now let's get 200. Yes. And it was a good buy at Cape Town. I never use haggle because I seem to have bad luck with it, but apparently if you haggle you can get better prices sometimes. But I always seem to be like really needing it rather than just wanting to play around with it. So it's not great. Anyway, let's go up to Zurich. So we've used up the milk, which is good. I'm gonna switch to peanuts. 23, like I said. Actually don't have enough cacao. So I guess I need to go. I think I can only get cacao in Douala, right? Yeah, right now. I can get cacao other places later, but not right now. So let's go back down to Douala and see if the cacao is lowered from 49 a sack. Well, it's only 19 a sack now, see, but sugar's gone up. Alright, how much sugar did I buy? 183. Alright, we'll get 200. 200 cacao. Okay. And actually, let's go here. And so my current quest has to do with chocolate bars with peanuts. So I don't want to sell all because I'm still accumulating enough chocolate bars with peanuts. I can click into milk chocolate bars and sell all of those. And that gives me almost 5,000 bucks, which is good. So the runtime should let me. I should be. In the next week, I should have more than 30. So let's just go down to Cape Town. Yep. Factory stopped again. It's not a terrible thing when the factory stops, but you kind of want to avoid it for efficiency's sake. Wow, no tip off whatsoever. Really. Oh, here we go. Glut of sugar. Chocolate bars with mint. Yeah. Oh, and I got, okay. So I just need 18. I don't know how many I'm gonna make. But I guess I should just speculate, right? Actually, let's. So what we have. That helps. Okay. So I want. So it's, what is it? 67 a sack. I need at least 18. Let's try 50. Yeah, that's about a third of my cash on hand. That's all right. Less than a third. Oh, and sugar's super cheap. So I think I'm actually going to take advantage of that and buy a couple more 100 bags of sugar. Even though it's not strictly necessary. And then we need to go up to Zurich. It's made a big splash, which is funny because one of the software publishers for this program back in the day was Big Splash Games. Okay, factory, change recipe, mint, use, okay. Yes, the full tray experience. Confusing. Ooh. Ooh. 22 is not bad. Okay. 28. We can do another week. Go back down to Cape Town. To Evan Hoots. The waterfront market. Got it. 1,000 sacks of sugar. So I have 1,316 sacks of sugar. So that'll hold me for a while. I'm not being totally sarcastic there, but we'll find out. Okay, so now I don't have any more quests, so I want to go back to using up ingredients. So really, I have cacao and caramel, and mint's about to be used up. So I'm not actually going to go see Felix just yet. I'm actually going to go back to Cape Town to set the factory, sorry, Zurich to set the factory to continue to make chocolate bars with caramel, because that's what I have left to use up. If I click make chocolate, then I redo the arcade zine. Now, 6 weeks. So I can actually burn time, which I think I will do. So you burn time by just flying to different places. So I'm gonna fly to Douala. Yeah, haggling can suck. I'm gonna fly to Cape Town. I'm gonna fly back to Zurich. And then Douala. How are we doing? Oh, I need to get some more cacao, which is expensive. But what the heck, let's just get some. Down to 100. Back to Zurich. I'm making how many? 20? Seem right. 4 weeks. Okay. Cape Town. Douala. Cape Town. More. Zurich. Oh, caramel. Is that right? Yes. Alright, so then we'll switch back to the only thing we can make right now, which is basic. It's at 27. I need to go back to Douala. But I have 180 chocolate bars with caramel to sell at the sweet shop, which brings my cash up to 50,000. Looking better and better. So let's go back to Douala and see if we can afford the cacao this time. It's even more expensive than last time, but what the heck? Let's spend half our cash on cacao. Okay. And then go talk to Felix. Evidence of my creative abilities. Secret test kitchen. Okay, so what I do before I go to the secret test kitchen is, well, first let's sell. They're looking for ingredients. So I get one of everything that I've ever seen. So 1 almond, 1 caramel, 1 hazelnut, 1 milk, 1 mint, 1 peanut, and I've got sugar on hand, so I don't need to buy that. And then I'm going to go to Douala and do the same thing. Only not buy stuff I already have, right? So I already got the almond. You can see it says 1 second in the inventory. There's the cacao, hazelnuts. You have hazelnuts, yep. Mint, nuts, and that's so I'm good there. And I'm gonna go to Zurich. Main Street Market, and look, there's lemons and oranges. So 1 almond, 1 caramel, 1 lemon, 1 milk, 1 orange, 1 sugar. And then finally going to this kitchen. Recipes are entered. Free to manufacture and sell your application. Okay, so now if I go into each of these drawers, you can see that the stuff I brought is already available as an experimental ingredient. So I can only invent bars, so I need 3 ingredients. I wonder if I should do the easy or the hard. Let's try the easy. I think if I do 2 cacao and 1 sugar. There, he says this combination works for me. This is silly. So I can just keep randomizing until it's something I like, or I can choose colors at my own discretion. I want that. This is nothing, that's good. Let's do nothing on this too. So this is very subtle. It doesn't matter, nobody actually evaluates you. So we'll do double koala. Is that right? Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay, so let's now go back to Zurich. Sell. Oop. There's Rick. So double dual is already here. Okay, let's switch. So creations, use this recipe. Hmm. 26 is not bad. Nice. Okay, so I don't know if this is yeah, I think this is a good place to stop. So I have just cacao and sugar in my inventory. I got no quests open. Just created my first own creation. I've still got plenty of the bars to go to actually creating them. You can see I've I guess it doesn't say that I've sold them. Oh, but if you see it says your Zurich factory will make 20 of these per week, it means you've actually created them. So you can scroll through and see the ones that you haven't created. You can make them as you have the ingredients, the time, and the money. It's almost always profitable to make sweets and sell them unless you are seriously wasting expensive ingredients. Um, I can play more of this later since I have it working. And I hope this helps, and I hope that you have seen the worth in playing older games. If you like my stuff, please follow me. Please subscribe on YouTube. Please like what you see. Spread the word, tell your friends. Participate. You can find me on Twitter. You can talk to me about what you'd like to see next. Um, you can see whether you can ask me whether I can get older games to run and show them off. I showcased this one because I think it's actually an amusing and interesting sort of casual game. More complicated than some of the current casual games. Not too overcomplicated. This is no Factorio. Um, you may spend a few hours on this game, but you're not going to spend a year of working hours on this game like you might with Factorio. So it's a different scale. It's enjoyable. I think it's enjoyably complex. There's interesting dynamics. There's a little bit of intrigue. Um, it can be kind of a nice way to spend your time, which is, I think, all that you can ask for with games. Um, they're here to engage us and interest us, and I think that Chocolatier Decadence by Design does that. So thanks for joining me, and let me know next time if you have any specific requests. Thanks.